Pisces moon. Finally at the end of the moon series. I'm kind of excited. I've already decided what I'm going to work on next, so I guess you guys will find out next week. Alright, so Pisces moon. They're really hard to pinpoint and hard for most people to understand unless you are a Pisces moon because they rely on the world that is hidden. I kind of think of a Pisces moon like Alice in Alice in Wonderland, going down the rabbit hole into the imaginary worlds beyond. They often see the nuances of things easier than they see the obvious. At first, they might strike you as kind of a scatterbrain where you're like, don't you see that? And then they'll just say something that's really completely inspired out of nowhere. Where did that just come from? What is the moon? Well, the moon is your emotion. It's how you react to things when you're very stressed, your deepest emotional self. It's what people that really, really know you well see you as. Pisces is a very feminine sign. It is mutable, which is changeable, so it's very open-minded. The moon is the most feminine planet, and you combine that with the most feminine sign. We're talking about extra sensitive, ridiculously sensitive. And this is good and bad. The great part about it is that Pisces moon signs are very intuitive. They have psychic abilities, so they'll see something down the road before it actually happens. This can be in a daydream form, but it also can be in your typical standard dream, where they'll have a dream that represents something's going to happen in the future. And because they're focusing in when they meet someone new, they're going to focus on your nuances, the things you like to keep hidden. Pisces is also representative of hospitals and sickness and things that are hidden. Pisces moon people have an ability to uncover people's secrets, and that's that intuition working. Just like other water moon placements, they're very intuitive, but usually a Cancer's intuition has more to do with their life and the people that are closely related to them, their family. A Scorpio's intuition is going to be into realms of dark matters, violence or taboos, and then the Pisces intuition is related to the other. Their intuition can be very random. It isn't necessarily directly related to their life. Pisces is all about merging. They don't really see boundaries. They don't really have like a sense of this is my skin, this is my person. There's no separation. They have this ability to lose themselves in everything. They can lose themselves in art. They can lose themselves in people. They can listen to a piece of music and really just lose track of who they are. They can start feeling like the person that created the music and going into their headspace, what they're feeling. They can also lose themselves in their imagination. Like they can come up with a story and it just keeps going and going and there's more rooms and more rooms. But then there's the negative side, which is they could lose themselves in like overeating or alcohol or a bad relationship. You guys know what I'm talking about there, don't you? They can lose themselves so strongly, you guys can actually make yourselves sick. The walls are not up. You're just letting down all the walls and boundaries, and you're letting in any kind of emotional information. That could be really destructive, and then it's going to make you sick. Yeah, there sometimes are people that have a lot of toxic energy, and a Pisces moon is going to pick up on that. While the other signs think, why would somebody want to do that? Like, I like myself. I like to think about myself. I like to talk about myself. It makes me feel comfortable. It makes me feel safe. And a Pisces, they just seem to love to lose themselves. It leaves the other signs thinking, what's up with that? Like, what are they doing? Pisces moons are very strong, but they don't always know they are. They can love that idea of just getting lost in their imaginary world so much that they let their day-to-day life completely go by the wayside. They end up on welfare or as a drug addict or alcoholic. Even though they are the sign of compassion, they can go down that rabbit hole and not know how to get themselves out. And then they let everything and everyone they love go by the wayside. Remember, Pisces, it's the oldest, wisest of the signs, but it's also, we're talking about an advanced level here. Just because you have a Pisces moon doesn't mean you know how to handle it all the time. You guys have a natural gift for music. Like a Pisces moon often is a kind of person where they could just pick up a guitar and quickly learn it. They could just naturally have a gift for singing that just was with them at birth. They didn't really even know where it came from. Music is part of that unseen subconscious. Often a Pisces moon will have a lot of women in their family that have psychic abilities as well. So as you go up your family tree, look for that. Look for people. It can be men too, but usually it's going to be in the form of women since it's a Pisces moon, and moon is mother and it's feminine. So look for different women that had psychic abilities in your family history. So while you think, okay, so Pisces moon is so sensitive, they'd be amazing in relationships, right? Well, it isn't always true. They can have trouble with just the day-to-day stuff. Romance exists in reality. In order to love somebody, you've got to be there in the here and now. Pisces, on the other hand, they like to live in that daydream. They like to put their lover on a pedestal. They want to experience unconditional love. That can mean that they're seeing the relationship as bigger and larger and more important than it really is. They can also completely go blind to the person's intentions. The Pisces moon is mostly focused on how they're going to give unconditional love to that person and not the other way around. So they're not really thinking about, well, that person doesn't actually love me. It also seems that women have an easier time on planet Earth than Pisces moon men. We're not really allowing men to experience that emotional realm on that kind of level. We're saying, no, you got to be a man. You know, you've got to provide and be non-emotional. And, you know, frankly, everyone finds it a little eerie when men have a really amazing intuition. And this can put that Pisces man in a position where they feel like they need to be ultra manly. They're not. I mean, by nature, emotionally, they are extremely feminine. And so they're fighting with their own nature. That can make it so that they become volatile, become violent. They're trying to be extra aggressive. They're trying to be something that they're not. The upside to this amazing challenge that you guys have on your hands is that if you're able to merge the two worlds together, accepting who you are, accepting what ability you have, the here and now and reality, yes, that's half of life, but there's also this unseen world, and you accept it for what it is. You know that there's a divine power, and you're willing to work with that as part of your reality. Then you have this amazing gift to put them together. In different Pisces moon celebrities, you're going to see people that have the ability to take fantasy and bring it into reality. Some examples of that are Michelle Obama with her amazing romance, the likes of which I don't think have ever been seen in the world of politics. Martin Luther King with his dream for more equality. Elvis Presley, who created Graceland and his kingdom of music to the point where lots of women have portraits of him almost like Jesus hanging on their walls. And Leonardo da Vinci, who literally combined science with art. Pretty cool. So fantasy and reality at the same time. Pisces is represented by the two fish swimming in opposite directions. You guys are a walking contradiction to the rest of us. But the funny part is, it's actually more true. I mean, isn't that what astrology is all about? The unseen world is part of our reality. So some advice for Pisces moon, make sure to have the alone time that you need. If you're a guy and you're a Pisces moon and you walk around seeing hearts and cute little squirrels and you want to live in the world of Bambi, go for it. We totally accept that. So psychics, escapists, and daydreamers, I hope you enjoyed my take on Pisces moon, and come back next week for my new series, which is a surprise. Shh.